I think it's nice to be able to just watch a movie without having to see the previous one. I know personally I've been frustrated at times when I've actually seen a movie, the first one and the second one just is very confusing. So I like the fact that this movie, to me, actually feels like a very new movie. It doesn't feel like a sequel. It feels fresh and it feels different. And I think it's a testament to John as a director, John Lasseter as a director, who came up with this really new idea and changing the genre of the film. Well, the spy idea came up over 10 years ago from the first film. It was an idea that came about. It was the very first sequence that John and the team boarded, and it just didn't make it into the first film. And then the international aspect came about when he was promoting Cars in 2006, and it was he just kept having this idea of the Radiator Springs gang traveling around the world and leaving America and experiencing the world. And I just think that it's just really incredible that he could combine that spy genre with, these international locations and sort of stay true to the characters. I think it's really entertaining. Well, I think that just in general, we tried not to be gratuitous. We used the weapons that are in the movie and the action sequences go to propel the story, and I think that's just done with thought. It's thoughtful, and it just goes in support of the story. And John and myself, we just don't like things that are gratuitous, that don't go to further the story of the characters. Well, I mean, again, it was because when John was traveling, he kept specifically envisioning Mater in London, driving down the wrong side of the road, going into the bathroom in Tokyo and being really confused, going to the Ginza, not being able to read the signs. So it was more like that was the kernel of the idea, was from Mater's point of view. And then Mater seemed like the obvious choice in terms of being caught up in the spy conspiracy, kind of the innocent being unwittingly, sucked into the conspiracy. So it was, again, chosen in support of the story that John had in mind. Yes. So at first I was very intimidated, because he is the creative head of Pixar and Disney. So I was a little bit nervous because a lot of, like you say, the job is about negotiation in terms of getting the film done, and obviously the most important thing is telling a great story. But there's choices that we need to be making, because we can't do it all and get the film done. So I was very pleasantly surprised about how collaborative he was working with me. I really didn't know what to expect, and he was extremely reasonable. Everything, again, was done. There were times when I would present a particular situation, and he would push if it was something that was important to the storytelling aspect of the film. He didn't just put it in for the sake of putting it in. So we were able to kind of trade off and negotiate quite well. He was a big inspiration to the crew. We have, since the Disney sale of Pixar, purchase of Pixar rather, the studio's grown quite a bit, and there's lots of new animators and technical directors that did not work with him, and production people as well, including myself. So we were extremely fortunate and grateful to have the chance to work with him one-on-one as a director. It was very special. I left Industrial Light and Magic, which is a visual effects company that does effects for live action films, and I came to Pixar in 2006 as an associate producer for Up. And I guess probably a year and a half after I'd worked on that film, I heard that they were looking for a producer for Cars 2, and because I was a big fan of the film, I decided to kind of throw my name in the hat, and fortunately I got the job. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, you know, I hadn't had experience working on a Pixar film, which was really invaluable, and I had experience, fortunately, working at ILM on pretty big projects. You know, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, is like an animated film. So, you know, you're pretty much doing everything. So, luckily, I had the experience, so they trusted me, and I feel, I mean, for me, being a producer on a major film is really a dream come true. I've been doing it a long time, and I'm very grateful and proud of particularly making a Pixar film. I really love working there.